What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you what happens when you go out, try to start your generator. It's not starting, and you hear it backfire. This is on a pulsar inverter, but this fix is going to work for any generator you have. If this is your problem, I'm going to show you what it's doing, and then I'm going to show you guys how to fix it. I'm just going to show you generally how I do it. The problem with this one is it's going to be a little bit a pain in the ass to get perfectly top dead center because I don't have access to take off the recoil and turn it without completely dismantling this whole machine. But it has a pull start, so we can be able to do it that way. So let's try to start it up. Hear that popping? Valves. So let's get you down closer and let's adjust these valves and fix it up. Okay, first step you're going to do, and they already had the panel off. They thought it was carburetor, so they took off the air filter, try to blow carburetor cleaner in their ether, starting fluid, and still no start. Well, that's because no matter what you do, you're not getting the right compression at the right time, or no compression at all, so nothing is working. So what I like to do first is we're going to remove the whole spark plug. That way, when we go in there to turn, to pull the cord, we won't have any resistance from the compression, and it will be it'll be easier to pull. Because right now, there's going to be a jump of compression, and it's going to stick up. So now I just need to find my tools. Okay, spark plug's out. Spark plug looks perfectly good. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a generic spark plug. Probably came with the machine. The machine does look pretty newer. And now we're going to remove the valve cover. This is 8 millimeters on this one. If you have a Champion, it's going to be a single 10. These could be 10 on any one. But on this one, they're 8. And I'm using these new magnetic nut drivers, so it holds it on. Trying those out, see if I like them better than just sockets. This one has a gasket. Now you can replace these gaskets. This one looks perfectly fine. Nothing looks wrong with it. Now a trick you can do to get top dead center is stick a screwdriver or something thin in the spark plug hole, and you're going to pull the cord until that's at the top, right before it goes back down. And it went down, so now I got to redo the whole thing. Now I know at least where it is. Good God, this one's turning fast. Right there. See how loose that is? Look, it just came all the way off. Just me wiggling it. That's actually a stuck valve. That's not a adjustment. That's just a stuck valve. I shouldn't have been able to wiggle it off like that. So to be honest, this one might need an adjustment, but we're not going to do that. We're going to unstick this valve here. But like I said, the problem, whenever you hear a backfire, the problem is your valves. Plain and simple. You know, there could be 150 other reasons, but that's going to be all in this area. So we're going to see if we can't unstick that valve. So we have a stuck valve. That's for sure. I spent the last 30 minutes of this video, which you didn't see because I'm going to cut it out, sitting here trying to unstick the valve manually, you know, by trying to pull on it. And that's not working. So sometimes that don't work. So what we're going to have to do is take apart the whole machine. I should be able just to get by with just this cover gone. So like I said, I should be able to get by with just removing this side panel. I hope I don't have to go any further, but you never know with inverters. Once we get rid of all the 10 millimeters, we should be able to go to the Phillips. And every inverter is going to be different. Like with the valves, that's going to be the same, but taking apart and getting to everything is going to be different for every machine. So you just got to figure out what you have to remove to access your machine. So if you have a pulsar here like this, or a knockoff, this is going to be relatively the same for you. There's a lot of oil in this carburetor too. Okay, we're going to turn off the gas, because now we're going to remove our fuel line. I always hate this too, because I thought this job was going to be a simple valve adjustment because of the pop, pop, pop. And then you realize, no, buddy, you're in for a treat. But a treat, in the end, means more work, but more work means more money. So now we got the carburetor out of the way. It's hanging on there by the, I think the electric choke. But that's not a big deal. It's out of the way. That's all that matters. We'll put this up there. No, we don't. You know what we're going to do? We are going to remove this zip tie and pull that all the way over there. Now, I'm going to take a peek. And I'm kind of just filming what I normally do. I'm going to take a peek inside the intake, and I can see it is gummed up pretty bad in there. I'm going to see if I can't edit in a video from my cell phone real quick. I'm going to take a quick cell phone video. Okay, so now that we're right here, instead of going 100% the hard route, I'm going to try to unstick that. And I don't know if I was able. If I am, it's right here how sticky it is. But I'm going to try to just spray off that stuff. You're going to see stuff leaking out up here. It's not that big of a deal. But I'm targeting that valve because I can see that intake valve from this side. And you can see the nasty leaking out. I'm going to take an air compressor hose, because I don't want this blowing back in my face. God damn it! Well, despite what happened yesterday, when that sprayed all in my eye because I forgot to cover up the spark plug hole and I forgot to be wearing safety glasses, I did get the valve unstuck. This time my face is away from it. But as you see, it's going in and out now. So 100% this thing should be good to go. So what we're going to do now is put it back together. And hopefully this thing, I put that on wrong. Hopefully this thing just starts up and we get it back to the customer one day late because I told him I'd have it done yesterday, but accidents happen in our industry. Oh. So what ended up happening was while I was gone, most of that carburetor cleaner and stuff that was still in there worked its way through, ended up freeing it up. I used the crowbar here, got in there, pulled that out, hammered it back in, pulled it out, was able to get it free like I was originally doing. So yeah, she should fire right up now. That's what I'm happy about. I'm not seeing any reason. Carburetor was looking good. Everything else seemed to be on the up and up. What I will do is, before I finally put it all back together, we're going to just put this carburetor on. And put the spark plug back on. The valve cover back on. And then we're going to fire it up right here like this. Make sure it runs. It's going to smoke a little bit, but it should run. And why it's running, why that valve's going in and out real fast, that'll finish clearing up all of the rest of the nasty stuff that we cleaned out. And it should stay running for the rest of its time. So let's get this thing in working order here. Always hand start your spark plugs. There we go. Yeah, so for those of you that didn't see the short, what happened was when I put that rag to cover up and I went to blow in there, all that stuff blew out. I showed a little clip in this. Hit me right in the eye. And with all that gunk, carbon shavings in my eye, I had to go to the hospital. I couldn't drive. And they put this damn thing in my eye to flush it out. Oh, it was a pain in the ass. My eye's still swollen. But I still had to finish the job. So from now on, when I'm doing this kind of work and I'm working with chemicals, I'm probably going to put on some safety goggles just to be safe, which I should have done to begin with. So now we're going to put our spark plug back on, our valve cover back on, and remember, hand start every bolt. But like I said, this is fixing the stuck valve. Still wanted to show this video because it was still a good video, other than my mistake. And I like to add the fact that, you know, people do make mistakes. People get injured all the time. You live and learn. Now, by all means, this thing should fire up. So let's go ahead and fire her up. We're going to turn on. Let some gas build up in there. Why is the gas? Oh, I've got a little leak. Okay, got the fuel line on. I'm gonna hook up the electronics for the stepper motor, and I'll tell you what was wrong, why it was leaking. In just a second. There we go. I had to cut off a little bit of the fuel line. It was cracked, had a hole in it. So, just old, bend, no leaks coming out now. So now, she should be good to go. And while I'm putting it all back together, I will still watch for leaks. Just to make sure everything is on the up and up. Like I said, while we're still checking it, I'm going to put on this first air filter cover. Okay, still no leaks. That's good. Let's put these on. I am liking this magnetic nut driver for the impact here. Okay. Everything seems to be in place. I don't see why this thing shouldn't fire right up with a little bit of smoke. It's getting there. There we go, there we go. Give it a second. I don't know why it wasn't dying, but it's running. That's all that matters. Everything was starting to fall off my table here. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it all back together. And then we're going to put it on the ground. I'm going to check the gas real quick. Oh, it smells a little old. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to put it all back together. We're going to put it on the ground. See if she's running. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got all the rubbers back in, everything put back together. Let's check this bad boy, shall we? Engine on, gas on. There we go, it's smoothed out. Eco throttle. Eco throttle's working. Last but not least, let's see if it has power. And we have power. Now let's turn it off. And it is turning off now. Everything seems to be on the up and up. So, despite my eye getting all messed up because I wasn't paying attention, we got this machine running. It was a stuck valve. It was a pain on an inverter, as always. I was rushing it. I shouldn't have been rushing it. But we got it running. So, hey, give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down below. Have a good day. See ya.